What's up, guys? So, find ourselves here on Harris Hill. Brand new track, just released in the last 12 hours, 24 hours or so. Not entirely sure, but it popped up on the Assetto Corsa community. The Assetto Corsa Drift community page on Facebook. The link's in the description. Um, and yeah, I've got to admit, a bit of a breath of fresh air in my opinion. Definitely a different track. Unlike, I feel like we've been sort of oversaturated over the past, definitely oversaturated over the past couple of months with very small tracks, little me in 2020s and Drift Playground and that sort of stuff. And yeah, as much as these tracks are fun, they're a good laugh. You know, kick about your friends. There's not an awful lot of, you know, once you went round that track 3, 4, 5 times, it's in your brain. You know what you're doing. You do it with your bloody eyes closed. This track, on the other hand, yeah, it's not got any crazy tight corners. It's not got any crazy tight corners, but it's a very long track, so it involves a lot more speed than the likes of a Drift Playground me in 2020. And in my opinion, that's a big breath of fresh air, because I have been looking for a track like this for quite some time. And as soon as I seen it this morning, I was right on the PC, download, popped it in, and yeah, straight away, it looks fantastic, it feels great. One thing I will say, one of the first things I've noticed straight away is the road surfaces, the different road surfaces are changing from time to time, and they do feel very rough, and I suppose to a certain degree when you're running a track that is this quick, you're going to find that you're going to need a lot of grip in your tyres to keep the speed up, and to keep the drift sort of longer. And what's good about this track, by the looks of things, is these different sort of road surfaces are going to aid with that being so rough, that not only are you going to need to, not only are you going to be able to use a thicker compound tyre or a stickier compound tyre to drift, but the road surface is also going to aid you. And by the looks of things, the road surface changes depending on the corner you're going to go into. For example, here the road surface changes, and then once we get out of the corner, it smooths out again. So straight away, whoever's developed this map has thought of that exactly and thought, okay, you want to carry as much speed through here as possible, this is how we're going to aid people, and fantastic. Now, pardon my ignorance, but I think this track may be a rendition of a real life track. I don't think this is entirely a fictional track. I could be wrong, don't get me wrong, but with the amount of work that has went into this track, it definitely seems that it's some sort of real life track. If this is not a real life track, congratulations to the guys who made it, because it's very well made, very well created. It looks fantastic, and it feels really nice. Once you get up to those good high speeds, straight away you can see that you can just carry the car forever. I like these little beacons we've got at the side of the road, little flashing beacons. Personally, I would prefer walls or tyre walls with, you know, a sort of a drift line indicator on the side. You know, just because it seems that, oh Jesus Christ, oh my God, shit. Ha, okay. I've not seen that in many I've not seen that in many maps. So these have colliders on them, but not ones that'll just stop you like a tree or a wall. Ones that you can just bounce about like a football. Again, personally myself, I would prefer walls, just because it definitely does seem like a track that after you know, 3-4 hours on it, you would get really used to it. You know exactly what speed you want to be entering corners, and if you did happen to make a mistake, it would be rather easy, I'd assume, so long as it's not too big of a mistake, it would be rather easy, I'd assume, to sort of fix what you were doing. Just like that there, should have been in third, but I was in fourth. Little clutch kick got me out of that. Again, if we had a race line or a drift line, that would put me straight into the wall, or it would spin me out. I would not be able to hold the line and do that at the same time, and that's where I think a track, it was hampered by frame rate, Jesus, but I definitely feel a track that's got these sort of drift lines, a track that's got these drift lines, or sort of suggested drift line, decel zones, that sort of thing, they definitely seem like it's definitely a bit more of a challenge, because once you've got the track down and you know what gears you want to be in certain corners, then comes the real challenge of can you keep as close to the wall as possible. And yeah, like I say, we don't really have walls here. We've got these little markers, which yeah, I suppose to a certain degree we could have drift zones around those. But there's nothing like scraping the arse of the car right across a wall and knowing how bloody close you were. And I definitely, oh fuck me. Oh the irony, oh the irony. Oh shit. But yeah, so it definitely seems like a kind of track that you would get used to. Definitely not as quick as some of these smaller tracks, but after a couple of hours I definitely see myself getting used to this track, knowing where I'm supposed to be going, what speeds, what gear I should be in. And again, if you are to make certain mistakes, it definitely seems like the kind of track that you could easily get out of certain mistakes. However, if there's drift lines, there's the suggested drift line or decel zone, or whatever you want to call it, if they were there, I definitely feel like this would be a bit more of a challenge. However, not to take anything away from this track, it looks and feels absolutely fantastic. One thing with a track this big that a lot of people probably won't really take into consideration is the amount of effort that someone has put into this. It's not just the track. It's not just the track. When you take places like these sort of smaller tracks, it's not just the track these guys have developed and added in. Obviously, you've got the other pit areas and stuff, which is pretty cool. But there's a lot more than just that. And you can see all these houses in the distance here. Don't know what happened to that bollard, that's pretty messed up. But you see all these sort of houses in the distance and stuff. Oh Jesus Christ, we're off-roading guys, we're off-roading. And look at this, look, all the trees look absolutely fantastic. It's not just a wall of trees, these are, you know, actively put in a certain area. And this is kind of why it makes me think, oh, this isn't just a fictional track. It looks like it's going to be a real track because these look like genuine areas around. Is that cows? What the hell? They've put cows in the fucking truck. That's I have never seen that before. You ever seen a 370Z go cow tipping? Oh well, they don't have colliders in them, but hey. Move, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way, bitch! Get out the way! But yeah, I mean, this is a lot of efforts went into this. And to take into consideration, I mean, how many people are going to come out this far to the map? How many people are going to come out here and do a little bit of wandering about and see those cows? Like, the only time you're ever going to catch a glimpse of these sort of things is when you're out there and you're maybe taking a certain corner, maybe you've come off the track, you've hit the fence, you take a little glance over and boom, there's cows there. There's a farm, there's a bunch of houses, a little cul-de-sac. I mean, look at this. Unbelievable. I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, okay, we've got Tamada and stuff, which is fucking massive, but, like, you don't see this in many tracks, at least I don't see this in many tracks. You go on and there's just all of these things, all of this, I mean, look at that, look at the view of the track you get from there. That looks fantastic. But yeah, like I say, you don't get this an awful lot. Yeah, okay, fair enough, we've got some floating trees and stuff. Point is that it's supposed to look good from on the track, but you know, the effort they put into this is great. Like these warehouses up there. Can you even see those warehouses from the track? I don't think you can. Why are they there? You know? Got the road ends. I hope I don't fall through the map because that makes you feel really, really awful. Oh god, when you're in VR. Just like that. Oh, god, it feels horrible. Oh, shit. Whew. Ugh, I need a drink, fucking hell. Again, this is one thing I find that's really difficult about this map, is that obviously because there are no walls, there's no many landmarks around. Oh Jesus, because there's no many landmarks around, no many walls and stuff. Sometimes you come up to a corner and you're like, oh, this is the fourth gear corner. I take it this speed and I take it this angle and I kick it out and about here, and all of a sudden, as soon as you enter the corner, you're like, uh-oh, no wait, this is the third gear corner before that fourth gear corner. And it's just because everything sort of looks the same, you end up kind of messing up. And obviously, you'll get over that after a couple of hours, driving the same track and just going over and over and over again. But what's wrong with a couple of tyre balls here and there? Gives you that extra little thing to work with. Oh, he's off again. Oh, shit. Anyway, let's give this a proper shred. Slightly take back what I said earlier about the concentration. But a lot of these sort of corners that you come up to and you're like, oh, that, like this for example, that seems like a very shallow corner, and you get into it and it just tightens right up. I suppose you would probably get used to that after a while and you would know what sort of way to take it and whatnot, but yeah, it's still cool. I still enjoy it. I still think this keeps you on your toes. Keeps you on your toes. The more I, the more I drive this, the more I think I've found my new favourite track. I'm just thinking, imagine you're, 4 or 5 other guys just blasting a train around some of these corners, crazy quick, getting some mad angles. But yeah, me and a couple of the guys on the Assetto Corsa drift community page got hold of some buses, some drift buses, and the guy who Stay Epic, the guy who make this car, got a hold of that bus and gave it some crazy power, and we decided we'd go around and drift these buses for a little bit, get some tandems in the buses, and the problem we found was that there was no bloody tracks that we could find that were wide enough to take on these, to take these buses, and I think we may have just found the perfect track. We certainly will not be coming round corners at this speed, but it looks great. It looks great. Anyway, overall, the track looks fantastic. It feels great. yeah, it could use a little bit more. Again, I don't know if this, maybe if you know, if this is a real track, maybe that's the reason why we don't have the walls, because the real track doesn't have the walls. But I certainly feel like it would just give it that little bit more, a little bit more incentive to sort of keep a better line. But overall, it feels fantastic. Great for high speed drifting. Always ruin that. Oh wait, we've got it. Hey. Overall, feels good, looks good. I'm not entirely sure, but if it has the replay cameras, I'll chuck in a replay just now for you.